welcome to What's Growing at CMC, the weekly segment where I, Talasha, and usually Daniel, share about some of what God is growing here at College Mennonite Church. But we've been gone 2 weeks, so we don't quite have the pulse on things like we normally would. So I asked another pastor to join me this week. Pamela. Pamela, you volunteered to guest host with me this week, remember?
Oh, sorry about that. Excuse me. Okay. Are we good? Okay. I was just trying to get things ready. I volunteered, yes, because I want to share a word of farewell for now, and a word of thanks with our church family.
Right. Because you're going on sabbatical soon, like in a couple weeks, right?
Actually, it's tomorrow.
Sorry, vacation time work. So, based on all this stuff on the table, we can assume you've been working to get ready.
Yes, I've been planning for a while now.
So, for your first sabbatical, you got a Lilly grant and you went to Greece. And then in your second one, you led an SST unit to Nicaragua, which I am not entirely sure counts as a sabbatical. So where are you going this time? Galapagos Islands.
Oh, well, I would love to go to the Galapagos someday, but that's not in my plans for this time. I'll be primarily staying here in Goshen, in the Goshen community for this sabbatical, with a few regional trips sprinkled throughout the fall. Before I tell you all more about it, I just want to say how grateful I am that CMC asks its pastors to take a time of sabbatical each 7th year. It's an important time for renewal, rejuvenation, and refocusing, and I'm so thankful to have this time to refresh so that when I return in December, I will be rejuvenated and stronger for ongoing ministry.
And are these things clues of what you're going to be up to here in Goshen?
Oh, yes. I hope to be reading more, and I have picked a few books that I want to share with you. A couple of them I don't have here with me, but I have 2 books picked out that some of friends of mine have written, and I just haven't had a chance to read them yet. And then I have this book that showed up in our office called Dear White Peacemakers. And then Ron Gingrich, our congregational coach, talked in a sermon not long ago about a book called All Saints, which has a saint, an everyday saint, some well-known saints, some that are not known, to reflect on each day of the year. And because I read slowly, I've decided that I will just focus on a few books. I really like to live with the things that I'm reading for a while. So I'm trying to keep my expectations reasonable.
So lots of resting and reading.
Yes, but strange as it may sound, being active and getting lots of exercise are actually very restful for me and energizing for me. So I plan to spend lots of time gardening and organizing and sprucing up my basement art studio and lots of time outdoors.
And are there any other things that you're looking forward to?
Oh, for sure. I'm looking forward to being a stay-at-home parent for a while and going to Mira's soccer games and other activities that she and Josiah will be doing, and walking and hiking with Bob, and spending more time with my dad, my stepmom, and siblings in Michigan. And I'll also be volunteering a couple hours a week at Bethany Schools, helping in the office. Oh, and I have a dear friend from seminary that's bilingual, and we plan to Zoom every other week or so, not only to keep in touch, but also to hopefully improve my Spanish.
So that sounds like a lot. Are you sure that you're going to be rejuvenated and have energy when you get back?
Well, I really think that I will. I've chosen things for this time that are restful and renewing for me. We all find rest and renewal in different ways. And I want to say once again that I'm grateful for this time to step away for a while so that I can come back with new energy and focus.
That makes sense. Well, Pamela, we are all grateful for your work here at our church. You are a compassionate and centering presence on our pastoral team. So we're going to be a little off balance. We won't just miss you for the work that you do, but also for who you are. And we are glad you get this time, and we are going to be very glad as well to have you back in 4 months. Well, since Pamela is staying here in Goshen, there is a good chance that you will run into her every now and then. You don't have to ignore her, but it might be a good idea to not talk about church with her when you see her around town. And now, Pamela, you have to finish hosting with me.
Oh, got it.
But we are thrilled to have David and Sophie Lapp-Jost here with us for a few weeks.
David and Sophie have been serving in Germany.
Sophie was licensed for ministry during worship today.
And next Sunday, David and Sophie will be preaching and leading children's time during worship.
Today at 10:45, you can all come to the fellowship hall for a reception with them.
This week marks the first day of school for students and teachers in grades 12 and younger.
So if you are starting a new school year this fall, whether that's as a student or a teacher or another school worker, you are invited to come and color a backpack tag outside here at the church as soon as the segment What's Growing is over on Sunday, if you're watching it on Sunday.
At 11 o'clock, everyone is invited to join in the Memorial Garden for a prayer of blessing for all our students and school workers.
So between the reception for David and Sophie and the back-to-school blessing, there will be plenty going on today.
And it's time to sign off.
Pamela, I will let you say the blessing as you head into sabbatical.
Okay. God was, God is, and God will be. Thanks be to God.
Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God. Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God. Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God.